Well, as global COVID cases and restrictions ease, government is eyeing yet another ambitious program to attract foreign investment. This is called Beyond the Return, a follow-up of the year of return in 2019. Of course, in this particular story, we link the major players of this program, that's the Beyond the Return program, including young and promising multidisciplinary artist Oscar Maoli Awokum, whose work of art appeals most to the diaspora. Here's more. Ghana is ready for investment. The words of government as an aggressive campaign to attract foreign capital continues. It started with a successful year of return in 2019, which saw hundreds of Ghanaians in the diaspora, including African Americans, trace their roots home. This time around, government is taking the initiative a notch higher in an ambitious program, Beyond the Return. The 10-year program has been given a legal backing through the Diaspora Engagement Policy. Akwesi Ewa Abibio is the Director of Diaspora Affairs at the Office of the President.
So, this engagement policy defines the framework and the operators and the agreed action plan that has to take place to enable the diaspora to be brought in as part of a partner to our development,
Great, impressive. But of course, others might also be of the view that why don't you center your energies on angel investors in Ghana other than having to, stretch so thin to reach out to the diaspora and investment?
I think we are not saying that we are not going to reach out to the angel investors as well. These two things are not mutually exclusive. That means that you can do both. You really have an asset outside of your borders that you can reach out to. When we talk about the Ghana without aid, beyond aid, we are looking at a situation where we are looking to see some deficits in our financing, in our investments, and therefore we need to look beyond that initiative to see how we can reach out to people that have got interest in Ghana. Remember, they are Ghanaians. They happen to just be outside of the borders of the country. And for the historical Africans, for those who are showing interest in coming back to Africa, they present an opportunity, a potential to tap into. So I see those two things working together. The angels aspect of reaching out to, partners and working with them is all, in the same bowl. And we are looking to, have a nice soup.
The coronavirus has had a toll on tourism. Ghana is no exception, as the tourism sector lost billions of cedis to the pandemic. Akwesi Abibio says there is a plan to deepen interest.
This ending of this month will be the beginning of Panafest. We are again expecting people to start streaming in, gradually. It looks like once travel restrictions have been lifted in the U.S., and we also have a very good record of our management of the COVID, people have got the confidence that they should be coming back to us, and that we should also be putting in the measures that will enable us to contain any future outbreak. That is the key thing for us. With the meeting of the management of the COVID team on a regular basis to assess the situation and to review what has to be done, we have every confidence that we can manage going forward. Of course, that's what we are all aiming at, to bring them back anyway. So,
but do you have a plan?
Yeah, that is what we are talking about there. This whole diaspora engagement policy is, and part of this Beyond the Return is to fashion out some concrete plans that will deal with these issues.
As government embarks on an ambitious Beyond the Return initiative to woo diaspora investment, a Ghanaian in the diaspora, Francis Flair, who is a customer service specialist based in the U.S., says the success of this program rests on how strict and impressive customer service will be in the country. I sat with him for a discussion on customer service through the eyes of the diaspora.
It's only in Ghana the business thing they're doing the customer a favor. But if you are there for the customer, you care about them, they will even care about you more, right? I know customers who just come in to do business because they knew the business was struggling. They want the business to be around when this was over. So yes, they may not have laid off employees as much as they did, but customers are going to do whatever it takes to keep the brands they love. And that's why you have to be looking for loyalty, not satisfaction.
Great. So I want us to end this discussion on a broad perspective. Once again, Beyond the Return happens this year, and it's into somewhere next year.
Yes.
And with that comes the pressure on government to, as you rightly stated, maintain the standards that saw the Year of Return successful. From your perspective as a customer service professional, so what instruments should government use to ensure that we're not just bringing in diaspora investment, but we're also keeping them in the medium to long term? I wanted to speak to the national pressures of customer service.
Yes, I think we need to start focusing on the customer. We need to remember who the boss is at the end of the day. It's not the businesses, it's not the government, it's the people who come in to spend money with us, right? The people who keep the business going. And so in order to move forward and to make sure that we have the people coming back, recommending and referring us to their friends and family to keep this economy going, we need to make sure that we are focusing on them and doing whatever it takes to make them happy.
How can we make them happy?
Well, you listen to them and you make sure that you systematize those standards, right? It cannot be one of those things like flavor of the month, right? We just did it for this time alone. Because what is going to happen is the message gets out, they come back, it's not the same, and then they go back and say a different thing, and then we lose it all at the end of the day. So it's important that we are systematizing those standards, but that is going to take some time. Are we ready for that? I don't know. Do we know how to do that? I don't know. Are we willing to invest in it? I don't know. I mean, that's a question for every business to answer. If this is important to you, if it's about your primary aim of acquiring and retaining customers, then I think that should be very, very important to you as a business.
What I mostly do is appropriate inspirations from the Ewa and Asante Kente cloth, and also the spider's web, where I've used in the Edinkra symbology and my own traditional patterns and symbols, which I call anansinism. So it is this process that I appropriate on the human skin. I paint on the human skin actually, and with the knowledge behind that is I want to preserve all the collective knowledge and wisdom by our ancestors due to the gradual evolution of our contemporary culture, because each and every day we are still actually getting new inspiration from different cultures, and we tend to forget our previous traditions and all that. So I just want to keep all that knowledge. And
Oscar Mawuli Awuku is an upcoming disciplinary artist whose works have high demand in the diaspora. Being an expressionist artist, Mawuli details how economic paths for the industry will be created through the Beyond the Return program.
The Beyond the Return should throw more light to artisans or artists on the continent, because it shouldn't purposely be about the cultural performances, but if artists are given a chance to actually perform, because performance actually cuts across all aspects of the arts. So if we are given a chance to actually perform, it's going to bring out a great excitement to not only the cultural sector in the arts industry.
The tourism minister, Mohammed Awal, is upbeat about the prospects of this initiative.
We've launched the Beyond the Return program. The last quarter of this year, we're expecting 250,000 people from around the world, and they will come here. General Manager, let us keep that extraordinary Ghanaian hospitality. Let us train our people. Let us make sure that Ghana becomes Sanashore, the most valuable brand in Africa. So that over the next 10 years, we would say that we will contribute a lot to making Ghana an invaluable contribution to tourism in Africa. We want to eat Ghana, we want to sell Ghana. As a ministry, as governments, we embarked on a domestic tourism drive to bring a lot of people, Ghanaians, to go around. I want to urge you and to entreat you that help us get Ghanaians to move around.
Close to $3 billion was gained from the Year of Return in 2019. Amid the coronavirus pandemic, Akwesi Ewia Abebio is hopeful the 10-year Beyond the Return will rake in triple what was gained in 2019.
I'm excited that we have the opportunity to do this once more for the next 10 years, and that we have a team in place and that we are going to be engaging the diaspora programs that will really excite them to come over. But we are not just looking to see that they come over and just go back, but they have repeated visits and that they invest in Ghana, that they eat Ghana, wear Ghana, you know, drink Ghana, everything Ghana continues to be the agenda. I think with our current level of development, with us remaining, you know, the best place to invest in Africa, not just in Africa, possibly with the best growth of, you know, our economy. We provide opportunities for investors to have a look at what we are doing and to be part of it. With all the discoveries that we are making in our lithium, you know, fields and in our oil fields, and with a vast sector of the agricultural land that is begging for us to fully utilize it, with all the technologies that are available that are going to enable the diaspora to do virtual farming, we are entreating the people in the diaspora to be part and parcel of this forward journey.
For Joy Business, I'm Charles Aite reporting.